Tell me when. One thing, oh, he knows what I'm thinking. One thing that I would like if I was getting a horse, I didn't have a lot of time to get a horse ready, but like one thing I could take a couple minutes and teach him before I went and did something. If I could teach him to hold up here and come to me mentally and be over here, not be pulling on me and things like that, it would be good. And then if I could teach him that if I put this here, he would start to look here. That neck rein. If I put that neck rein on, he'll start to look. So just two simple things. Bend him around, flexion, whatever you want to call it. Wait, be patient. The patient part is important because here you can manage the weight distribution. And if the horse isn't distributing his weight correctly, he can't come through here. So I'll put my neck rein on, and my horse is going to make a fool out of me because he's going to do it. But I'll do that, and I got him in a pretty good bind there with that flexion, and I'll let him go. And why I teach him that is then when I go to roping or doing stuff outside, he'll know to start looking off that outside rein, because realistically, as soon as I go outside, sometimes I get to ride with two hands, but there's a lot of times where I'm just riding with one. And if I start that from the beginning, like this horse does not have a lot of riding at all, it helps me accomplish the task that I need. And so if I can just get him to stay here, be patient, and balance, standing square, not all over the place. And see, look, there he's looking for something else. And then understand that this rein is hot. And I'm not using my feet. I have him bent, and I have my neck rein on. I got here by using my feet, and I'll use my feet if he doesn't respect my rein. But that's what I just want, and it doesn't take super long to teach him this. But just come here, hold up, and then this means look through this corner and get off of here. And you can do it with less bend and things like that, but I like to be able to get some of that bend for my sake, so whenever I'm working a cow and things, they can do it as good as they can. Because if I can come here and he can be here and I have my left foot on, I can control where the weight's distributed and then what he's driving off of. So that is why I'll bend him up. Not so much to break him over. For me, if a horse gets worried, I let him move, or I tell him to move faster. I don't use this as a whatever you call it, whenever you're trying to bend one down because he's not acting right. Yeah, a one rein stop. I don't use it as that. If you do that out here, like I know we're in the arena, so I can run my mouth and visit with you, but if you do that out here, your horse is going to be on its side and you're probably going to be under it. So if mine gets worried, I generally just ride it somewhere. But I have a little different circumstances than a lot of people do. But just that is a handy tool. And there's a feller that's our friend, and he's stuck in the indoor with ice and everything, and was talking about different things to do. And for me, that is one thing that when I was always in during the winter, I would just teach my horses that pretty quick, because then pretty soon we'd be outside doing more, and I'd work some cows that are inside too. But if I could get this, I can at least kind of manage him, and he knows to get soft and to shape up here. And then if I can start to get this working, not only is he getting softer, but he's learning how to execute off the neck rein. And then I'm not sure if he'll do it here, But then pretty soon you can just come over here think through there. I don't care for you to hurry, but I want you to think this way. See, he's doing it, but he's not thinking through there, and I'm not going to hold him there either. I'm going to shape him there. Boy. See, there, I just had my neck rein on, and he was thinking through here, and he struggled all through there and was turning the whole time. But I'm not looking for him to turn fast or anything here. I'm looking for him, when I put this neck rein on, for him to think that way. And I'm not waiting until I get him in the Rommel reins to do that. I'm doing that from the very beginning. And I think if you watch a lot of people who ride a lot of horses with having a nice finished product that anybody can ride, you'll notice they start doing it very early, that whenever you put this rein on, I mean, there's nothing wrong with showing your horse this on the first day, you know. Like, don't get in a fight with him, but whenever you get your horse going, you can just start to not be in a hurry and put that rein on, and then do what you got to do with the other one, you know. And then wait till he gets off of it, and whenever he gets off of it better than he was when you picked up on him, well, you let it go. And things to look out for in the beginning, don't try to get too much, because if you try to get too much in at any one time, your horse start getting aggravated, and you might not be asking him as nicely as you would like to be, even though you're trying your butt off. So the more patience you'll have with your horse, like, you don't want him to be a loser and not listen at all, but don't be so quick to jump him, because that'll make him kind of anxious and things like that. And it'll deter them from looking, because you're just scolding them all the time. So they'll get to where they think looking equals scolding, instead of looking for a good thing equals good boy, which is, we try to keep it pretty simple. So here, I'm just holding him here, and he's thinking all different kinds of things. So this is what I was talking about. When I have a chance and I'm in the indoor or something, or stuck inside, as boring as it could be for some people, I'll make sure I have this flawless, and all the horses are going to have a different level of capability at doing it, but they can all execute this turn on their outside hind foot if they're healthy. And if you're doing too much kicking and pulling, you've probably missed the issues your horse needed help with. So that's another reason why I'll do this, is because, I mean, this is, I'm not mashing him around here. Like, this is a rag hackamore with just a synthetic rein on his neck, and I don't need a carrot stick or anything else. And he's thinking that way, and he hasn't been rode very much at all, you know. So the big part of that is getting their mind in play with the exercise, and then I'll find the horses won't get as resentful. And this more answers Dustin's question, is make sure when I'm doing the exercises, I'm doing them to a point to where the horse gets the idea, starts to do the job, and then feels kind of good about it, and then be done. And if that takes a little bit of time, or if that takes 30 minutes of pestering, it'll take whatever it takes. But just as soon as the horse starts trying to do it, go get another one. But that's what I would do during the winters to keep it fresh, is I'd pick a little topic. I'd either pick a pattern to work on and work on pieces of it or something like that, and just come in and do that and pay attention to where the horse is. And then as soon as he starts trying to do those things a little better than we literally get another one. And it seems like if you do that, that's how you can get yourself out of a hole when you've got one kind of irritated at you, is just pick something, work at it. As soon as he tries and like gives it a good effort, be done. No more. Just whatever you have to get off, go get another one. And if you do that a couple times, it'll start to build their confidence and kind of how they feel about the two of you's relationship, and they won't be so bowed up just waiting for you to show up, you know. But for me to do that, sometimes I would have to pick little tasks so I wouldn't pick at them. And then when they do the task, like there's no reason for me to keep doing this with this horse right now, like because I know he's doing it well, but this hasn't been very many times. So if I keep doing it to nauseam, it's going to discourage him from doing good. So what I'm going to do now is just back him up a little bit and work on hip control, like pushing the hips to the left and the right. And as soon as I feel him to where he's really coming to me, like when I pick up on this hackamore, he's really thinking back to me, not just backing up, but thinking back like he kind of already is starting to, then I'll ease up. Okay, right leg. I want that hip to just step to the left. He's putting good effort into that. Now I just want him to back up straight. That's starting to get better. That's starting to get better right in there. Now I'm just going to pick up my reins, put my left foot on. I just want these hips to come. Attaboy. Now come back. Oh yeah. There he squared up and got right. Right now, what I'm doing there in my head, I know it looks like I'm just kind of hanging him out there to dry, and I am. I'm pretending like I'm roping, and I need to position my horse around my leg with my hand like this. And sometimes, like depending on your Brennan trap or whatever, how you're working it, it's handy to be able to back one up over here like this way to clean things up. And then when I put this rein on, like to step across, because maybe the calf come this way. So that's just another thing of when I'm doing an exercise, how I'll keep a situation in mind. And I think that helps us put that intent out there for the horse when we're just in the indoor all the time and the weather's nasty and we can't go outside. I think it helps us put that in there for that horse to follow it, you know. So now I'll just pick up, roll that hip, put my turns on. Yeah, like he's trying to step on himself. He's trying to get back so fast, which I don't want him stepping on himself, but I want him to put slack in these reins. And I want him to flex that back and back up like we got something on the end of the rope, not just back up lousy, drag, you know, just like you can't pull a rope tight or stop a critter. So I'll kind of, when I'm riding, I'll do it with that intent. So when I go outside, I might be going to get one for the first time, but I've already put that focus and that thought, that direction, so the horse is prepared for it. Like I'll go around there with that in mind, that kind of energy, and it won't be the first time that horse experiences it. So I'll try to ride, even though I'm in the indoor, more like I'm outside, like have that in my head. And even just that, you having a place in your head and just not messing with that horse when he's going there, traveling, I feel like it frees their mind back up to where you can get them interested again. But I hope that kind of gives you a couple more little ideas of what you can play with. I know you're already doing that stuff, but as soon as you can, like as soon as the horse gets the idea and rolls around there and does the things you need him to do, start to challenge him and do it one-handed or do it with your rope in your hand or different things like that, just to kind of engage them and keep yourself engaged too when you're stuck indoors all winter. But hope that helps you, Dustin.